Chloe Calmon bringing us a little bit of history from Saquarema, just 2 hours away from the city of Rio de Janeiro, and a pretty common trip to come up here, get some great waves, kind of being more of a country town. It's just busy with people and surf fans, but it gets real quiet around here. And representing Southern California going head-to-head during the break, C.Houshmand did get started on the left, Maida.
Beautiful first wreck right there, and the second one looked great. Got a little hang there, but it was a nice combo.
So much power, so much rhythm in his game. Real smooth tempo as well when he draws his lines on the open face, Jesse.
It's every time the heaviest guy we have on tour, and here on the other hand, going opposite ways, J.Marshall, which I kind of expected. Obviously, Jake should go to those rights. They look very good, and he'll suit his surfing super well. Little drift right there. Going for a cutty. Wave's kind of gutless. Surprised he actually took off on that wave. Let's see what's going to happen here. Stips in it up. Goes hard on the second turn.
Might be looking for a right here. And they've got some space, so we'll stick with Cole on this left. First turn, throwing some water off the Mayhem. Drives it again with that open face hook. Pushes off the top, 3 turns, and now he's going to hit it off the oncoming section. So much power in his rhythm. Yeah.
On the short boards, obviously bigger boards a little bit more. I think, Joe, the problem that we have right now with the higher tide, the lefts are going to be a little bit more on the more burgery side. You know, a little bit too much water to the bank that we have on offer. He really likes shallow banks, so we have that closeout to be a little bit more substantial. But it looks beautiful as you take off, but it's always trouble for him to try and find a lip to attack. So he kind of has to wrap it around, which he did amazing. Don't get me wrong, like that's as good as you could do in that wave, but the judges are paying attention of the quality of wave that you have in front of you and in front of you to offer. You can see the difference on the rights. They steepen up a bit more, but this one just running away from him, trying to get that air. But like I mentioned, and this is the point of difference that the left is not going to give. Beautiful critical reverse right there for Cole, but look at that. Just the wave starts to dissipate. But he still's doing some damage, doing some great work. A bit more aggressive. He's a bit heavier footed, more explosive surfer as well. This is a great way for him to start. Very progressive, critical, hard to do, mostly with the offshore winds right there. He's thinking about touching that rail, but doesn't get there quite quick enough.
And he'll be taking on the winner of this heat. Split peak, we just saw Cole's wave. This is what Jake did on the right.
This is the difference, Joe, that I was talking to you about it. The wave doesn't dissipate, doesn't go into flat like deep water that it does on the left, and he gets a good closeout right there. So very well put wave together for J.Marshall. Starting off with that nice layback and clicking things around very well. Using always the backwash to the advantage, and this wave keeps growing down the line as he's going to short that one up to get up in vertical to finish it off.
Having a stellar season this year, making multiple finals. Here's a little wedge popping up with Cole. He can go either direction. He'll keep Jake off the right and the left. Big blast there with the coping. Driving into the pocket again. 2 big blows and drills it a 3rd time. It's opening up for Cole to maybe close it down.
But then just made him catch that transition to the turn right after. And here, keeping the rails very clean, so explosive, very aggressive for Cole. I'm glad he actually adjusted himself and went into the right, but right here, just getting ahead of himself. That happens sometimes. You think all the damage was done, the hard work was done in the wave, and the easiest part, you're just thinking about, hey, this is a good wave. I'm going to finish it off strong here, thinking just a touch in front of it, and that front arm just starts to go the wrong direction, and he catches that nose. But you can see how critical he is on these turns. Gets a good release as well right there with the power. And then keeping rail to rail, not really having to wiggle the board around. Lots of spray out the back with all the power that he carries. Once again, keeping that bottom turn clean, never adjusting. Just using the drive.
On the end section, Jake heading that same direction, already completing his first arc. It's getting a little sticky at this end part of the wave. Let's see if he can stay on his board. He does. And Cole just releasing some lethal blows.
We were just looking, willing to see him like in those rides.
Jake tracking a big first turn on that carve.
That's the problem. The second one, maybe he applied a little bit too much pressure on that back foot. He wanted to make sure that the turn was going to come out with a lot of he's going to express himself in that turn, but he gets caught, maybe pushed a bit too much, and as he was transitioning right there, caught it again. Maybe his foot was wrong place, but then cleaned up on the end with a lot of energy. And yeah, that was a great wave also for J.Marshall. Just that little wobble.
Yeah, first turn, all finesse, perfect rail line. Second turn, fins popped out, it collapsed. Great recovery, but might see that as a disruption of flow.
I don't think the problem wasn't.
Not interested in this wave, so Jake will have a look. Driving through the backwash, trying to find his feet on the bottom. A good leave from Cole. It provides so much young talent. And then he just emerged as one of the greats. Here we go. Cole has a ramp to show off his footwork. He gets stuck. Of a 6.83, so he knows what the number feels like. These guys are splitting directions here. It'll just be Cole under priority up and down. Paddling into this one, it will be Jake on the right. Nice glassy open face and tags it off the top. Deeper off the bottom again and a full redirect. He's got a little wedge to ride here as it bends away. Completing another nice arc and attacking the lip line again. A little celebration from Marshall.
Very good maneuvers as you see it right here. Opens up with a nice bully layback on the critical part of the wave. Then carves it down. Very sharp. The only problem I see here, the wave starts to dissipate a little bit. And it doesn't give that closeout. He has to kind of get up in vertical with not much of substance on that end bit, but the damage was done before, did very well. I mean, he's making the judges ask the question, who's winning the heat? And Cole left it open, and now, you know, like, it's up to the judges to decide who deserves to make through.
Nice read on that ride from J.Marshall, and totally different from Cole. Just being a backhander, he's able to go nice and vertical, but you can't deny Jake's decisions here, Jesse.
Yeah, that's beautiful surfing. Very aggressive, like on rail, the second carve here. You can see the body torque, bringing that board all the way around. Beautiful style, as usual. Very
Cole with priority will play some defense and grab this wave, and it's just an up and down defensive play, Maida.
Oh my God, now the room is open.
Minute left. He knows how. He just came up short. Let's see if he can push
big.
harder on this one. Jake, big float. Transitions into a nice arc off the top. Let's see if he's got energy for this section. Belting it into the backwash. Did as much as he could on that wave as he'll look to make his first semifinal at the next stop on tour, which is Jeffreys Bay. Houshie will have an all-goofy foot battle, surfing against the crowd as well as he takes on Brazilian vet